Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2 playing our city of Second City. And today I am so excited because we are going to build our port. Finally, we're going to be building a port. We're going to get some rail connections. We're going to get some more industrial, and we're going to make this just a manufacturing hub. Now, I want to build the port right here along this section of the highway. The highway is super straight right here. I think we may need to make some adjustments to this, but right now we're making a ton of money. We're making $1.3 million a month, which is fantastic. If I were to purchase like every piece I want, which would be kind of all of this, that's going to cost an additional $74,000 a month. If I just was like, let's get all of it, that would cost an additional $196 a month and cost $1.5 mil. The problem is we're not building up a bank of money, and that's what I need. I need a bank of funds. So let's start this way. Let's remove everything that's not actually connected to our port infrastructure. And I think we're going to just start with this bit here. It's going to cost $630,000 and it's going to cost $75,000 a month. Let's go ahead and purchase those. And what I want to do here, let's see, did we have any, I actually wasn't paying attention. Was there any natural resource over here? There's like a very small bit of ore deposit right there. I'm not going to count that much for much of anything. And then the reason I like this location is because if we look at our air pollution, the wind right here is basically blowing perfectly over to the east. We have no development over here. And honestly, I don't know if we'll get over there anytime soon, but even if we were to, this is going to blow that air pollution kind of this direction, and it's moving fast. So I think we're going to be able to get a lot of that pollution just out of the way. So let's just start off by getting a sense of the land. We have a little bit of a flat area right here as well as right here. Most of this is on a hill. But let's see, if we were to go like this, what are we working with? 8.4. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to level out some of the land in this area. So the cargo harbor, about $500,000. It's $33,000 a month upkeep, with cranes and container yards that allow for cargo ships to load and unload. Also stores the cargo until it is shipped forward. Can be upgraded with the railway connection, extra cargo cranes, and a warehouse. Where's our like closest lane? There's one shipping lane or one shipping connection all the way over there. So we can connect to that. Okay, so let's see. If I were to place this, I mean, actually, you know what? Seeing the size of this, I think this might be a totally fine space. We might not have to do any editing. So I'm going to immediately upgrade this so that we have a train connection to it. And if you can see, we have a train line right here. It's kind of hard to tell. We have a train line right here that I want to bring over and connect in. That train line is going to come down underneath the highway and curve over this direction, or maybe curve here along the shorter part. I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm thinking I want the cargo harbor kind of right here. Let's use the cargo harbor to level the ground for us. If I were to place this cargo harbor just like this, which first of all, it looks incredible. Huge fan. Let's do this. Let's turn it off. So it only costs $3,000 a month. Let's go ahead and add in the additional cranes. Screw it. Let's also add in the railway connection. Oh no, the railway connection goes the other direction. Let's try to prioritize the rail first, just because I think this is going to be a beast to solve this one. Okay, let's click over here on our trains. Let's click on a double track. Let's bring up our topography and let's see where we're at. We could easily level this section, but then we go straight uphill. I'm wondering if we need to allow there to be a hill here by the highway, but we go in and level most of this area, if not all of it. All right, so now this area is leveled out. We're getting pretty close to the water table here. As you can see, it's not much land between us and the river, but that's okay. I also think that what we're going to want to see is potentially some ports coming in this side here. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work yet. We're going to figure that out together. If I go from this location, let's just say I dragged it straight over. That would go down negative 2.5, which is not bad. Okay, let's see if I were to do this. Let's do slope terrain tool. We're going to take the location right here. It's at 284. And we're going to bring that all the way over to here. If I were to bring... That's a terrible way to do that, isn't it? If I were to bring this over here like this, right? We begin to curve up this way. We begin to curve over this way. We cross over the river. And we bring it around and reconnect in. What does that look like in practice? That's really not bad. That's going to come over here. Then we'll bridge here diagonally. Come down and through. Follow along. Okay, I think this is where we're going to start. If we hate this, we can always try something different. We're going to bring this over here like so. Yeah, happy with that. I know it seems like a really windy mess at the moment, but just go with me on the journey. Because I have some ideas. So this is going to come straight over to here. We don't even have anarchy on right now, and this is working beautifully. If I wanted the 180, that would bring me to here. It's not exactly what I was planning to do. I really do want it here. So I think we place the train here. Then we can correct our previous, kind of the way we entered previously. Let's redo this section because I don't love that connection. It's a little bit of a tight turn here, but we have a winding rail line that comes all the way down and over. I almost want to... I think I want to change it up one more time. Because if the moving the land was not free, that would suck. Okay, so this is going to come out to here. Nice and straight. I like straight way better. I mean, not in real life, but I like straight way better for this. That works way nicer. Then right here, let's delete this little section. And I think I do want to try and recurve this once more. Right about here somewhere. Actually, exactly there. That's much nicer. Much nicer. Okay. If I take a segment right here and go like this, and we go like this, and we go like this, and we delete this. Look at that. But now that we have this, let's also add in a second rail yard in this area with the road facing the waterfront. We'll place this right here. What kind of upgrades do you have? Can I add in an additional track? This is extra tracks, and then this is a maintenance hall. Let's add that in here as well. We're going to speed up this whole sector. We have spent so much money. Oh my word. Monthly balances. Cratering. Turn this off. That should help fix that monthly balance. Until we get these up and running, we're not going to see the benefit of them. So I don't want them to be turned on until we're ready. Now let's go ahead and just connect these guys all up to one another. I think what we can do is we...
Later that night.
I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Okay, let's clear out the trees that are in here because I do not want any of these trees. We're going to do a group, turn this off, up this to 100%, and just delete the trees that are here. Get rid of all the ones around the inside the train station. Then let's turn on Better Bulldozer. Let's delete all of the same objects. And let's get rid of trees. Let's get rid of rocks. Let's slap a little surface down. I'm thinking I want to use the forestry surface. To do that, though, I have to jump in to find it. Every time I jump in to find it, something crashes. So let's just give this a quick save. Come over here. We want to go to, I believe, props, surfaces, and then we want the forestry surface. And I'm going to limit this just to the interior here. If there's one thing I'm willing to anarchy in, it will be a surface. That looks great. It's huge. I mean, it's absolutely gigantic. But if we're going to be processing a ton of cargo, which my intention here is that we will be, I want it to be huge. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more work on this. I think what I'd love to see is a key wall along this side, all the way along up till you get to the train station. That's going to allow this section to have a different grade than the rest. Now let's figure out how our traffic is going to work here. We're going to bring a 2-lane road. No, we're not. We're going to bring a 4-lane road straight across the front here. I'm also going to bring another 4-lane road straight across the front of the train. I want this to come all the way up, so what's going to happen here is we're going to use the complex curve and see if we can do this. If I bring this out 10, and then I bring this up, I wonder if I just brought it to here. What would that curve look like? It's really aggressive. Like, really unfortunate. The complex curve tool is really hit or miss. Let's do that. We'll bring it out to this point here and bring it straight up and in, right? Nice sweeping section there. We can always rework this and bring a road out this way. I mean, we are going to bring some road out this way only so that I can begin to think about our key wall. So if this was to come, you know, out straight from here like this, perfect. Then I think I am going to have this come forward to here and cross over. And I want to keep this flat. So what I want to do is I want to use our terrain tool, flatten this out to about here. We're going to bring this straight on out to here at the 180. Just use the straight tool here and bring it straight up and in. So there's that section there. I then am also going to take another path, another road, and go straight in here. It's going to dead end right there. That's fine. Over here, we need to do a little bit more work. I want to send this straight out to here. And then from here, I want to go straight over. Now don't get married to this, because this section here is going to look a little strange here for a moment. But what I want to do is I want to bring a road straight from here along that edge. And I want to bring it 135 is too far into the water. So we're going to go right from here. Whatever that is will work. Perfect. Now, I want to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to go right here. Let's go back 15 units. We're going to do the same thing. Go over 8. Come back up. How all this is going to work together, I don't know. Absolutely no idea. We are figuring this out on the fly. Send this avenue straight on out here. Get rid of this section. Then we're going to take this avenue and we're going to start curving it right here. And it's going to go. I want it to come from here. Oops, not like that. I want to go from here to here. I mean, can that just connect in like so and we call it a day? Like, how do we feel about this? It's a little aggressive, but if we do this, we take this road and we send it up and over. We have a light right before the entrance. So this light can turn green and then you just pull right on in. And with that in mind, I think this particular road gets upgraded into an asymmetrical 4-lane road. And give 3 and 5. So what we're doing is we're outlining where we're going to have our piers. We've got one here. We're going to have another one right here. Get rid of these sections here. That looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to upgrade all of these pieces of road to have a key wall along them. So we're just going to come all the way over here, click on the one side, and bring it all the way over to the other side. So now this entire edge is covered in a key wall. And that means we can come in here and we can begin to lower the size of this area. And I want to take, they're going to come in and pull right into this section. So I really want to take like this height here. And I want to start dragging this height up and in. Yep. If we upgrade this to 100%, it should just give us a much easier time doing this. Okay, so now we've got some piers. They look pretty decent. I'm not mad about them. And I know they're a little bit in a weird spot because the boats have to come into this area. We might change this curve here and actually make that a little bit more, back that up a little bit. I think that could look nice. Or maybe we have additional piers over here. Like this whole section is just an area for boats. Okay, so now we gotta do the same thing on this side. Let's just go ahead and this will be a little bit easier because I don't plan on getting crazy over here. I'm just going to upgrade. I don't even need that. Let's do it this way. Click here, bring it to here, boom. And then we gotta just level out the land a little bit more, bring this back. Let's connect our boats in because we should do that. A medium sea lane where ships can operate. This is already set up as a medium. So I would like to continue the medium. I can't do anything here because I don't own these lands. So what we're going to do is we're going to anarchy this in. And I'm going to send it real close to this other edge. Just like that. Then we can click over here and bring a boat into here. Send it back out. And then we can click over here and send a boat into here and send it back out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got 2 cargo lines, which is fantastic. We've got roads. Now we need to figure out how we get the roads to connect up to everything else. What I'm thinking is I would like to make some type of interchange roughly. Let's turn off anarchy and let's bring up our topography roughly about here. I want some kind of interchange that then sends vehicles down over this way and in through here. How exactly all this is going to work, I'm not sure. So let's just see if we can figure it out. Can I get this underneath? I can. Can I get 2 underneath? I can. Okay, hold the phone. Turn off this. And send this right here, straight slope all the way to here. Let's just send this straight on over till we get it over top. Because I like that things are stacked here. And we've got multiple things kind of intersecting. I love that. Okay, now what we can do is we can bring these guys down from here. Let's do the straight slope to about, I say, this location. It's only going down -5. But then we're also going to go ahead and get a little curve on. So if I were to go to here and start to curve this down until we're on the ground, which is right here. It's -3. Not bad. And send this right here. Yep. Yep. Now, let's connect these 2 in. Turn off parallel mode. Can I just, like, if I were to take this out straight, like right about here, it does look a little strange, doesn't it? Let's back this up. Let's do, I think, a straight line here. Get rid of this. Get rid of both of those. Back over here to highways. If this were to come, where's 180? 180 is right about there. Let's get it as close to 180 as possible. Beautiful. Do the same thing here. Beautiful. Now, are we going to have a light here? I don't think we're going to have a crosswalk. I think that's a definite no. And I don't think we need a light. I think you're just going to start merging into the highway. And I think because we have so many people coming, we're going to have so many people coming off here. I think this can be upgraded to the 3-lane all the way through. So you come off and immediately you have the option to merge either direction. But we can also find a way to connect this over into here as well, which we're going to come back to that. Before we do that, let's get this all set up. So I think what we're going to want to do, turn on this parallel mode. Let's get this to, I think we were up here at what, 7.5 or maybe 8? Is that where we were? Rough abouts. Let's go ahead and start curving this. Bring up our grade tool here. simple curve, ground level. So I'm going to need a lane that goes from here, turn off parallel, goes from here, just directly up and into here. That one's easy. We need one that goes from here over top and connects to the other side. So let's go ahead and start raising this up. We need at least 7.5, I believe. If I go to here, can I cross over? No. Wait, why? Oh, because that's higher. Hold the phone. All right, leave that segment there just so that I can cross over. Right here is what I need to cross over. I'm going to send this over to here. Then we can connect from here up to the other portion. Okay, so hold on. If we go from here up to here, what's that grade? 8.1. That is pretty steep. Do not love. Do not love. It says it's constant slope, but that is not a constant slope, if you ask me. If I turn on constant slope, it makes that weird little moment. If I turn off constant slope, ironically enough, the game itself works just fine, but that's a great connection over here. Then, this connection, I'm going to, in some way, I do want to slightly emulate this curve a bit before we connect up and in. So I want to bring it over to, here. Barely changes in grade. We'll upgrade this portion here to have 3 lanes, at least for the moment. That way you can get off easily. Great. So there's the first one. Second one. We need one that's going to come off of here to here, and then we need one that goes basically over and around and connects into this side. So let's try to do that one first. That one's going to be much harder. Can I get the road to come from here? If I was here, like what would I need to do to get over this? We need a lot. 15? Yep. What if I go 13.7? Or do we just go above it? Do I just go above it and we just call it a day? If I go to 20, nope, 21? 21 works. Does 20 work? No, 21 works. So if I go from here to here and we start to curve down this way, I can go to here, right? Then, if I delete that segment of road, come straight over here, it's 5.9. Let's do 425. Then we curve over and in. What's our angle? 12%. Oh my gosh. That's brutal, if we're being honest. It's brutal. Although, is it? It kind of looks fine. No, from this side you can really see what we're doing there. Okay, it's a little much. It's a little much. Here's the problem I have. It's not only missing a pillar, but it feels like it's too close because now this bridge has to be 3-way, and I don't want that. I don't want 3 lanes on that bridge. So instead of this, I can't even delete it. It wasn't placed with anarchy, but I can't even delete it. Let's back that up. Let's back that up. What if instead this one came over and it went under and connected up and in? Turn anarchy back off. Let's see if we can make this a reality. If I grab a piece here, bring it down to regular level, send it up to this area, maybe a little bit further along like this, and begin to send it down. We're at -3, -3.5. Right there we hit tunnel, and we're at -5.6. And I'm fine with that. It would have to stay here the whole time for this to work, but if we sent it straight and then we curved it over here, sometimes this just takes some trial and error. I know where I want this road to come off of the highway. Like this exit, I know exactly where it needs to go. This exit's going to come right from here. That much is known to me already. So what if we take the exit and we send it off? Hold on. I'm not going to say it's going to be pretty. Then again, this is an industrial area. Let's get it to go down at least -6. We're at -3. Now we're on ground level. This was not what I was envisioning. That does not mean it's bad, though. It is unique, that's for sure. Okay, well then how the heck am I supposed to get over to there? I mean, I guess that's easy. We can turn this whole section into 2-lane road. The whole way through. And I connect right there from here. Is that what we're saying? Is this what we're doing? How did I get here? Hold the phone. That's actually not horrendous. Oh, am I a fan of this? I think I'm a fan. Okay, because now what this means is that our additional lanes can happen after the bridge, which we desperately need after. I don't want them before, because if they're before, it doesn't make any sense. I do need to get this to change kind of its orientation a little bit. So if I click here, we can pull this lane out just a skosh. Right there is not bad. But now that lane can come off. You go up and around and over. It's nice, big, bendy turns, which are going to be really useful for the industrial traffic. Right here, again, you're going to need this. All of the lines on both sides. Ooh, autosave. We got a 3-lane here, 3-lane here. This does not have a 3-lane, which it needs. And again, that 3-lane, yes. Okay, both sets of 3 lanes happen before the bridge. Am I a fan of this? I'm a fan. It's a huge intersection for no real reason, but I love it. All right, so we now have roads that connect everything. I do want to see some power lines in this area. I think power lines, to me, power lines just look like an industrial sector. We're going to need to send them past the train or past the bridge, so I might as well also send them past the intersection. So let's send them right to here. And then what I'm going to do is I think we might put one of these transformer stations in here somewhere. There is an opportunity for it to be right here. So let's do this. Just for the moment, let's place one road straight to here. No guarantee it's going to stay like that. I actually think I would rather see this kind of just bleed into exiting the area. Like this could just become a 2-way highway or 2-way road even, just like so. Right? And then it becomes a highway like right about here. Let's go straight here. Get rid of all 3 of these. See, now we're cooking with grease here, people. Center this road right here with the curve mode on. Curve it up and in. Just like that. Another way to get people out of here. Now we can place our transformer station and we can connect our power directly into it. I'm going to send this. I'd like to turn everything off but angle. Can we just get to come out just a little bit? Like right there. It's perfect. It's perfect. Don't change a thing. Be yourself. Don't listen to others. Bam! Oh, yeah. So now we also have another transformer moving power around and getting power over here to these areas. It's also relieving some of the stress on that section. All right, water, we don't have enough, and our sewage treatment is not able to keep up with what we need. So because we have some sewage facility overload, let's place another sewage facility. Let's just do a regular water treatment plant. I think that would be great. We're going to place it over here too, because that's what this area is for. We'll place it right here along the water. Why not? So we now have a new water treatment plant, and we can do advanced filtering systems. Water facility overload. The building cannot pump enough water to match the demand. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm working on it, people. Okay, we need a water pump. Let's start with a water pump because everybody's mad. Everybody's upset about something. All right, right here in this little section, we're gonna place a road and we're gonna go straight with it. We're not gonna have any key on this road. Now we can place 2 water pumps side by side. We can go ahead and hit play, and we can add on expansion pumps to both of these water pumps, which should mean we're now pumping even more water. Now, unfortunately, the pipes over here are not actually connected up to the pipes kind of in the rest of the city. So let's go ahead and connect here to these pipes and begin to bring this over this direction. And we're actually going to go kind of underneath of the train line. So now they're connected up to the rest of the city. So at any moment, they should begin to work. And we'll even send them over this way. I know they're not with a road there, but I think that could be useful. Oh, and it would help if I hit play because that's going to show me if these pipes are working or not, which they do appear to be working. But maybe it's just because, yeah, there we go. So now we have a second facility over here, which is also helping mitigate some of the issues. Man, I'm struggling. That was my worst. I was at my worst. What we can consider doing now, though, is with this water treatment plant, we have advanced filtering systems which increase the sewage purification rate, resulting in more sewage being turned back into fresh water. And we have extra processing units which provide increased processing capacity for the facility. Now, at the moment, purification rate is 50%, usage 4%, but we could consider giving this an extra processing unit and just increasing what it's doing over here. Let's place one right here. Wow, these are actually much larger than I thought they would be. There's not like a lot of room for us to place these. And these have to touch, whereas these look like they can go in some sort of radius around. Okay, I think water and sewage are now under control. Power is doing fine. The issues with power were being caused by the fact that we did not have enough water. Ooh, man, there was just a lot. There was a lot of reasons that everything started breaking down. There's some accidents. There's some ambulances needing to be called. I'm so sorry, everyone. You over here are doing okay, although your processing speed could be increased. Let's get back to what we were doing here. We have a ton of ships waiting to do things. So I guess I should just turn this on. Why are you guys just like hanging out? There we go. It's because this was off. You just are loading in advance. Okay. And then we're also going to go ahead and turn this guy on. Now, this is going to cost a lot of money to keep both of these running, but I'm hoping the fact that we now have a cargo terminal here is going to allow us to see an increase in productivity for the city. What we're going to do is we're going to take a new cargo rail line. We're going to connect directly from our cargo port all the way up and over here into Brightwater Locomotive. It looks like there is a ton of things abandoned. Please hold. What's wrong with you guys? Weather damage? You will survive. Man, who knew there was going to be so much drama? Okay, so now Brightwater Locomotive has 2 lines. It has this Cargo Railway Route 1, which this line goes this direction out of the city. We're going to rename this into our external cargo route. Then we also have a second line here, Cargo Railway Route 2, which this goes from our cargo port directly into the heart of our current industrial area. So this is going to be Cargo Port Terminal Route. That makes sense to me. I'll take it. All right. So now we've got a port. It's moving. Things are happening. Let's see if we actually have anybody using this. Here it is. Okay. It's got 150 tons of material. Let's just enjoy this. We're coming down here past a highway intersection. We're going along the Pacific Street, which, let me just say, you can see there are people walking along. Not a ton, but some. I really enjoy that. We're going underneath this remodeled area where we have a beautiful set of parks. We're reclaiming that riverfront for our pedestrians. Absolutely fantastic. Springtime is very bright in this game, by the way. It's kind of crazy. Let me go over here. We're coming out this side. I also love using the forestry surface over here. I think that looks really nice. Got a beautiful park here. There is another power station here. Good old Warehouse Bend. You have seen so much evolution. Then we're coming along this way. Let's go ahead and speed it up just a touch. Going past Cypress with our train station. We love to see it. This guy is still facing some issues with trash collection. I'm hoping that gets resolved somewhat soon. And now you're going to be our inaugural rail going over this new bridge and new section here. So we're going to turn around this corner, get ourselves out of the city, which is great. Head underneath this double highway, which I think is so cool. And you're going to come straight on through and around our new rail yard. Look at you, 150 tons. I'm curious how many tons it picks up and if it's going to be a lot or if it's, nominal. All right, we're going to make this really beautiful sweeping turn. We love to see it crossing over the road here. We already have people coming over this direction to drop some things off. And pulling ourselves in. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. It unloaded. It didn't pick anything up, but that's okay. Now that we've got our trains moving, we've got cargo ships coming in, let's figure out how we're going to build in some regular industrial over here. So first things first is I think right where these ports are, we need to level these off so that we can get some zoning on the backside there. Over here, we're also going to want to see a little bit of zoning, but first I think we're going to give this a small roundabout as a way to kind of cap off this area. If we turn and then just go a little straight, can I just put a small guy right there? Perfect. We go 6 back here. So I wouldn't mind maybe sending a road right here and sending another road straight up this direction. Better yet, get rid of Birdsong Lane. Let's do this. Let's come from this corner. Let's almost follow the edge of the highway. There we go. And then we're going to go straight on in from here at the 90 and try to get as much as we can there for zoning. Okay, so now we've got a decent amount of zonable land there. These 2 piers are perfectly zonable, and end right behind it is also zonable. Right here, I was going to place some parking lots, but I don't really know if we need them. I would rather this be filled with business. I think having more industrial over here is going to be more important than places for cars. So what I want to try to do is make this build feel nice. For some reason, although it's saying that's straight, that very much looks like there might be a curve in that road. There we go. That seems to have fixed it. Maybe. It still is looking like there's a curve. And then what I want to do here is I want to send another road. I'm basically going to limit all the zoning on this Emerson Street, I think. Am I? No, I don't think I am. I think we're going to leave it just like that. I think that's a pretty decent set of roads there. This area, we might place a custom building here, but for the moment, let's just go ahead. We're going to fill in this pier. We're going to fill in this pier. We're going to fill in this area here, and we're going to fill in this area next to the highway. All of that, we already know this is going to be industrial. Now, right in this small area here, I think we could get away with having some type of parking lot. I'd really like for it to fit kind of along there. What if I put the parking lot here and instead we fill that with industrial? Although we don't want to get too close to this and cause pollution here. So I think this actually works out okay. So we have this section here. Now let's give this all a surface. I think that is road surface 2. We now have that all set. Looks good. Let's also smooth out this little section. If I bring this brush down to like 50, we go from here to here and we can start to smooth that out. Maybe curve this a little bit, smooth this, smooth all of this here. Also switch back over to having key walls on both sides. Then we switch over to ground level. I think this whole section here just gets key walls on both sides, all the way down to here. Then it goes back and connects to the ground. These are pretty much in line with one another, but let's send them up a little bit further, just so that all of that looks nice and polished. Because then what we can do is we can come back over here and we can do the slope tool. We're going to connect from here over to here and just go with one swipe straight down. Don't think about it, just do it. Then we'll come back through and we'll begin to do a little bit of smoothing where necessary. Perfect. If you were coming from the highway, you could come off here and connect right in this direction. It's going to mean that this needs to somehow become a 3-lane, and that's going to ruin 2 of these buildings. I don't know if I'm okay with that. I think we're just going to leave it like that. It's a little crazy, but YOLO, right? It allows people to get in faster, which that's what we want. So now we've got a little hustle and bustle over here. Fantastic. Right over here, I think we could get away with having another decent size industrial set of buildings. And then here in the middle, what I want to do is basically do this. We're going to fill all of this here on this side with industrial, right? Including these tiny little guys. All of this is getting industrial. Right here, I wonder if we should entertain some different style building. I think first things first is let's upgrade this road to just be a one-way road leaving out of this area. It still allows for the connections to the rail yard, just means you have to kind of loop around to do that. There's not an easy way to loop back around and get back on the highway, so that's just unfortunate, but you can go into the city, turn around, and come back. We have another cargo coming. 725, that's fantastic. Oh, I love it. All right, I want something unique here. What I don't know. So let's see if we can mess around and find something we like. Road services, we could always place another road maintenance building. That would fit here. I would maybe want to make some adjustments because it has a lot of tree coverage, but we are getting close to not having enough support for our road services. We could also find a space over here to shove this if we don't find something else we like better. For power, we're pretty much good here. There's nothing I want to place from a power perspective. Water, we're pretty much good here. We just went through and had to deal with all that. Crematorium, I don't think makes sense over here. We could consider doing another incineration plant, although I think this would need to be kind of nestled away. This could even go over here and look pretty decent. Garbage. Yep. Let's leave all that be for the moment. If we go over to schools, there's nothing here I'm going to want to place in this area. Fire, we could place a fire, like a fire station over here. There's a community fire station, which houses a few fire engines. It's nothing crazy. There's also the Southwest fire station. I wonder if this is a better option for this area. You know, we place it right over here, kind of at the entrance. You come off the highway and bam, you're here. Or we place it over this way and it's at the end of this road. That way it can get around to anything and anyone that needs support. And we're also, I'm realizing, sending in these vehicles, which is going to just add a whole nother layer of traffic to this area, which is going to look pretty nice. So now we have a little fire station here. That's great. You're dropping off 1,000 tons of cargo, which is insane. But look at this. We've lined up this intersection so perfectly. Can they just pull through? No, they're turning that way. Do they all turn that way? Where are you going? What's your journey look like? Oh, you're going to this building. Great. That's perfect. We love that. Okay. I'm getting very distracted. We could think about police, although this is an industrial sector, so I'm kind of cool with just letting it be terrible. We could also think about doing another one of these guys, another bus depot. I don't know if we need it just yet. I think we're good. So we're going to leave it be. Parks, there is the park maintenance building that we could also consider. Let me see if I can find that for us. right here, park maintenance depot, because we could do a park maintenance depot and potentially the road maintenance depot. And then there's also the telecom tower, which honestly, we have such good coverage right now. I don't know if we even need it. I think we're going to leave that be. So let's do this. Let's do both of these maintenance buildings. First things first is going to be the road maintenance building. If we place it here, I don't think it leaves 4 tiles along there. And I don't think that's enough room for this. This needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, this could go over this direction and we could fit both. So let's start with road maintenance and then let's do park. Just like that. It makes it maybe feel a little bit nicer as you're pulling in because these areas look so good. Okay, now what we got to do is figure out how all this is going to kind of connect and look like it's meant to be here. Okay, so now we've got brand new maintenance buildings. We're still making money, which is great. Maybe not as much as we were before, but still, I'll take it. We've got a lot more infrastructure over here supporting this city, and that's what we needed. All right, I don't necessarily like that building per se. And where's that helicopter going? And I think I want to actually move this firehouse. I'd love to maybe move it over here. I don't think it's going to fit there, though. So instead, what if we were to move it over here and get rid of this little roundabout turnaround that we have? Let's shift this over to here. It could go along this building. I think that would look kind of nice. Or if we place it, I think I like it here better. I like the way that sits. We can give it some additional fire engines. They do not cost much to run. And right around here, there's a lot, a freaking ton of helicopters. Goodness, I'm so sorry. Now I've done a little bit of detailing throughout this area, just added some trees, fixed some of the surfaces a bit, made it look a little bit more like we'd put some thought into it. And then over here, I think this area actually just needs to get a lot more surface coverage. So what I'm considering is that we're going to use the road surface. We're going to come kind of right along the back here. And I'm going to fill in a lot of this with surface, so just get ready. We're going to come straight on over here. Straight on over here and around the back edge here. I'm going to leave this little strip open. Hit anarchy. Fill it all the way in. Great. Because this already has a fence on it. So along the side with the road, it's already kind of protected there. Now what I need to do is just kind of give this a little bit of tree coverage. And then this is going to feel pretty nice as well. Now, I don't want to do anything too crazy over here. So instead of doing some of these larger trees we've been doing, I'm actually going to focus my energy on doing smaller bushes. Kind of here along the waterfront. This area needs some tree coverage. We can do that in a bit. What I want to now consider is I want to consider changing up this curve just a little bit. Let's get rid of the curve entirely. And instead, what's going to happen is we are going to just send a road at 100 degrees, 90 degrees from here to here, straight on up. I know that's not ideal for trucks and such, but what my thinking here is that we can now use this area to put in some type of unique service. Or we can use this area now to put in a unique industry just to change up the vibe a little bit, or a specialized industry. I think what we could do as an effort to start moving some of the mining that we have happening just north of the city over here out of the way, let's place one of these stone buildings down here and just start collecting that from this area. I want it to be right over here up against the road all the way. So let's turn off snap to road. Bam. Okay. Now this is just going to fill in the whole thing. Top to bottom. No changes, no edits. Bam. So now we just have a different texture over there. I think that looks pretty nice. Right here, is there an opportunity for regular industry? There is. So why don't we go ahead and just place some warehouses on our own? Let's go over here to industrial. What we want is warehouse. And I want to filter them so that they are only 3 deep. Let's see what we got. Level 1s. We do want to snap to the road. Let's go and click on that. We've got that one. So they're all kind of the same, right? They'll level up on their own and they all just kind of become a warehouse. So let's just do level 1s. 5x3s. I'll take them. 1, 2, 3. I don't think we can fit a 4th in there. That's okay. Have they filled in with business yet? Not yet, but eventually they will. I don't really think anyone ever fills in the warehouses. It's kind of strange. Okay, so now we've got our new port. Guys, this looks so good. Oh my gosh. So what I think we need to do in the next part is consider expanding the industrial all the way behind here as well. We still have a lot of room here that we can start kind of making some edits and changes. I'm happy with how this highway interchange has turned out. I love seeing our cargo harbor and cargo port moving so much back and forth. This train is coming in now and it's got 75 tons on it, which is fantastic. And then this guy's coming in here, it's got 300 tons. So we're really starting to move some cargo from the exterior into our downtown, which is perfect. But for now, let me know what your thoughts and feedback are for this area. I mean, I think it turned out pretty decent. All right, guys, I think that's where we're gonna end this part here. A quick shout out to my channel members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the link in the description below to unlock custom emojis, loyalty badges, early access to videos, save game files, members only content, merchandise discounts, and more. And until next time, leave your questions, comments, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.